As part of our plans to continue operations at Glendale Mine, we are proposing to relocate Ravensworth Homestead.
The homestead has been in Ravensworth since the 1800s, and we understand the need to preserve and retain its heritage value. But in its current location, the homestead has lost its connection with the community. It's been vacant for many years with only a small number of visitors. Without the investment of hundreds of thousands of dollars we've spent on repair and maintenance, 200 years of history would be in ruin.
We've been working with the local advisory committee to come up with the best way to preserve and celebrate the homestead and its heritage. These local residents, history and heritage experts have arrived at two options that can reconnect the homestead with the community.
The Ravensworth Farm option would see the homestead buildings relocated to land owned by Glencore, but still within the original land holdings of the homestead's first owner. Because the relocation site is only a short distance from the original homestead site, the buildings would not need to be dismantled.
In order to understand the best way of doing this, we've conducted international searches to find people with the specialist skills needed to transport the historic buildings intact. Their assessment of the homestead is that the intact move is a viable option.
This is how these specialists propose to make the move. Before any work on the buildings begin, archaeological recording and salvage will take place. Select trees, plants and garden items will also be salvaged, with trees and plants kept in a temporary nursery. Next, 3D scanning, recording and labelling of minor parts of each building would be completed. This will enable the dismantling of chimney stones, windows, doors, flagstones and floorboards before the moving works. Each element is entered into a register that keeps a record of its location. Once these elements are removed, window and door openings are blocked up and temporary bracing installed throughout each building.
Next, soil from around each building is dug out, with openings cut into the existing footings to allow the installation of steel beams. The steel beams will be used to create a grid-like platform that will allow the buildings to be moved without being damaged.
At the new site, the process is reversed, with the buildings lowered back into place on new engineered footings. Once lowered, temporary bracing is removed. The ground around each building is backfilled, and dismantled elements are reinstated in accordance with the register. Following relocation, the buildings would be fitted out to suit the proposed end use. If the Ravensworth Farm option is approved by the Independent Planning Commission, we're confident in creating an exciting new chapter in the homestead's history.